Hi everyone, this is Steve Field and we're back for video number 14. We appreciate you tuning into it. We're going to change it up a little bit this week. Of course, we're going to start with Robert and Steve. We always start with them. I know that's the most interesting information that we have. You're anxious to hear from them, and we have them. But then we're going to switch it up a little bit. We've got Hannah from our spa, we've got Teddy from Embroidery, and we've got Sam here this week from our Decatur tank wash. Sam is down here because we just opened this building behind me. In fact, it just opened yesterday, and it's our newest building at Prime, and it's our inedible tank wash. So Sam's down here training our folks on it, and we're learning how this works. So at the end of the video, then we'll have some of our normal speakers. We'll have Jim Guthrie, Brian Brown, and we'll also have Dr. Abraham and Jason Seymour. There's a lot of good information through the whole video. I can't make you watch it, but I think there's some good information, particularly when we start talking about COVID-19 with Jason Seymour and with Dr. Abraham. So again, thank you for watching the video. I hope you like it, and I'll see you at the end. Thank you.
Hi folks, I'm Robert Lowe. For those of you I haven't met, good to meet you. I apologize for having to be in this media, but that's cool. We're still communicating. We still know that we're on the same team, with the same family here, and going the same direction. Business is amping up a little bit, which is really good. Not untypical for this time of year prior to the 4th of July holiday, and for coincident with the quarter end, the half a year for a lot of our customers, so they step it up to meet those sales goals, right? Just like we do. But business is good, and we appreciate your efforts. A few words on COVID-19. As the country opens up, don't let up. You know what I mean? As the country opens up, don't let up. This thing is a long way from being over. It's serious, particularly if you have those pre-existing conditions or a certain age. You get to be my age, it could be a little bit of an issue. So protect yourself and protect those around you. Don't let up. Mask up, sanitize, do all the things. That's all it takes. You can socialize, but still follow the protocols. So I'd ask you to do that. Appreciate what you're doing. You're doing a fantastic job. God bless you, and be safe out there.
Hey, good afternoon. Steve Wutke here at Springfield at the terminal. Just want to catch up with you all for a moment. I want to share with you a couple of things. First of all, our customers are certainly pleased with the service you've been giving them. In spite of all of the obstacles that are presented to you, you continue to provide an extremely high level of service, which obviously is very positive for us. It yields more volume. Doesn't make us have to match up with low rates. It's a good thing for all of us. So I really thank you for doing that. All the while you're doing that, I presume, and our numbers would indicate, that you're still staying masked up, you're still sanitizing, you're doing all those things that truly matter in this particular situation that we're enduring. The good news is we're doing well. The bad news is we're going to have to continue to do well. It's not going away. Obviously, as people become more active and get out in the general public, we'll see more cases. It's going to elevate again. It's clearly the media will run wild with it. The thing I would say to you is protect yourselves, go about your business, mask, sanitize. Every time you go to a pickup or delivery, mask up. It's part of the protocol. You've done a terrific job. I just think we got to do more of it. The good news is business is good. Earnings are good. I don't see it slowing much. I will say this, after the 4th of July, we generally have a little bit of a dip, but that's usual. It'd be a good time maybe for you all to see your families and take a day or two off and then get back at it. We're looking for a good, strong remainder of the year. Don't see anything that would prevent us from doing very, very well. Again, all of that is driven by the wonderful service you give us. So you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your safety and the motoring public. Continue to do that. I'm disappointed. I can tell you, I speak for all of our associates at Prime. I'm really disappointed that we don't get to celebrate all of the events that we have in the past. We'd love to do it. I guess I sit at home and do it every night, celebrate, have a drink or whatever. But seriously, we miss those celebrations and the recognition that you all so deserve. So just bear with us. It's a new norm for a little while, and we'll weather this storm, and when things calm down and we know it's safe, then we'll start building our culture back as far as those celebrations. So hang in there with us, be safe, and thank you so much for all you do.
Hello, I'm Hannah, the manager of True Salon and Spa, and I'm here to give you some updates on our reopening. Both locations are now open in Pittston and Springfield. You can look below to find our hours. There's a few changes that we've made during the COVID-19. We are now required, everyone in the salon and spa, to wear a mask. We've done away with some services temporarily. We are currently not doing massages or any service that requires you to remove your mask. So beard trims, shaves, waxing, that's all off limits right now, but hopefully in the future we'll be bringing it back. To reduce traffic, we ask that you guys give us a call at either location to make an appointment. We still do same-day appointments. We're just trying to keep one person in the lobby at a time. Lastly, if you haven't heard, we are getting a salon in Salt Lake City. Super exciting. Currently the date for that is at the end of August, so stay tuned for details.
Hey, my name's Teddy Mitchell. I work in the embroidery shop here at Prime, and I just wanted to give you some updates on what we're doing here. That we are open for business, so if there are any awards, safety awards, PTC awards that you need to pick up, you can do that. And also we can add names and logos to any personal items you might have. So I'd like to show you this patch we had created so that we can kind of commemorate the tough time we've had this year. You can pick them up free at the company store, and also you can bring them back over here if there's something you would like to stitch it on. On behalf of the embroidery shop and the company store, we would like to thank all the drivers for their hard work and sacrifices they made.
Hey everybody, I am Sam Steiner from the Prime Decatur terminal. I'm here visiting Springfield for our newest tank wash opening up yesterday. This will be the third facility that we have opened with Prime in the tanker department. We're looking forward to hopefully getting trailers washed out a little bit faster for our new inedible division in tanker. We've enjoyed it so far. It's always a new experience opening up a new facility, but we're getting there. We're training. We'll be prepared here shortly to start whipping them in and out of here like we should. We'd like to thank all the drivers for following the procedures Prime set forth. It is for the safety of all the associates in-house and for the drivers themselves. If you can continue to do that here in Springfield and in the Decatur terminals, Savannah as well, we'd appreciate it. We don't want you to have to stop working. We don't want to have to stop working, and as long as we can all continue to work, we can keep trucks moving. We can keep you moving. We appreciate you following the rules, and just hopefully you can continue to do them as well as us.
Hey everybody, this is Jim Guthrie in Refrigerated Operations. Hope everybody out there is doing well, safe, and staying busy. Just a few updates for you this week. First, office staff. As most of you probably understand and know, we're largely operating remotely, and really that's so that we can protect our people, to protect you, and continue to support you throughout this COVID situation. We're carefully watching the numbers each week, watching a lot of the data points all across the country, locally at our terminals, and really assessing how we can get back into the office. We want to get back into the office, but we want to make sure that we're doing it safely. We want to continue to support you, to the best of our ability to give you good service out there, give our customers good service. So we continue to evaluate it. We don't have a clear answer yet. We're hoping sometime after July 4th we can start to rotate back into the office in some number of groups. But we haven't made any kind of final determination yet, and we're continuing to watch the data. So we're going to continue to do that. Again, our main goal is to make sure we're supporting you and supporting our customers and taking good care of all of your needs out there. You've made tremendous sacrifices to continue to deliver our nation's food and pharmaceutical supplies. We recognize that. You've made us very proud. We really appreciate it, and we're going to continue to do all we can to support you in those endeavors. So, as I think Steve alluded to earlier, we're missing out on some of these events, and we really are upset about that, just as some of you are. But this is a short-term crisis that eventually is going to, be rectified either by vaccine, by therapeutics, or by some other force of nature, hopefully. So, what we're saying is that this is a temporary problem that's going to manifest into long-term changes that are positive, and we're going to get back to these events sometime, and back to being in the office, back to cultivating that culture, and all the entire process. The focus is on making sure that we take care of you and take care of our customers out there, and keep all of our people safe and keep you safe. So that's kind of an update on where we're at in the office staff. Another update, we've had some questions about upgrades. We're very cognizant of the problem with a large number of people ready to upgrade and lack of equipment. There is some good news on that front, that we are starting to see some deliveries come in from the manufacturers of trucks. We have upped our truck order for the rest of this year. We've increased that order, and so we do anticipate that we're going to have the ability to upgrade more people over the next 4 to 6 to 8 weeks. So continue to communicate with your fleet manager as to your status, your upgrade status, and we'll continue to communicate as much information as we have. We don't always have accurate information as to when we're going to get truck deliveries and how many. However, we do expect that we are going to start to see some of these trucks trickle in, which will allow us to upgrade some more people. And again, when we do that, we want to make it to where we're not having too many people waiting around. We don't want to waste your time. We don't want you in here, putting you at risk of being around more people. So we take all those factors into consideration when we make the upgrade decisions. But the good news is we do have some progress being made on that front. So we will have the ability to upgrade some more people here over the next several weeks. Business on the reefer side, refrigerated side, is really strong this week. This is one of the last weeks of the quarter, so we anticipate that it'll continue to stay strong through this week and probably through next week. July 4th is next, I believe, a week from Saturday. So, next week should be another strong week. We're, like I said, really busy. Customer demand's really high. Traditionally, Steve mentioned after July 4th, things do slow down a little bit. This year could be a little bit different. We don't really know exactly what's going to happen. We do know that a lot of the meat manufacturers are behind, so they may take the opportunity after July 4th to get caught up. So, if you want to take some time off, then we encourage you to do that after July 4th. But if you're wanting to work and continue moving, we encourage you to do that as well, because we anticipate that there's going to be freight out there, freight available, and we're going to do all we can to keep you busy. So just what I would say is continue to communicate with your fleet manager about your plans. Make sure we've got accurate information in the system so that we can work hard to make sure we meet whatever needs you want, and we'll continue to put that freight out there and get you where you need to be. So again, thank you all for everything you're doing. As I said, you've made us proud, you've made our customers proud. That service is something that can't be matched in the industry, so it's really important that we keep that on-time pickup and on-time delivery going, and that's going to be a winner for us long term, and we're going to continue to win. So again, thank you for all you're doing. Please make sure you take all the safety precautions necessary to keep yourself safe and healthy, and we'll keep working hard to make sure we keep that freight out there and keep you moving.
Hey Flatbedders, this is Brian Brown, just coming back to you this week and wanted to give you an update on how things are going in the flatbed world. Hope you guys are doing great out there and keeping safe and healthy. This week we're doing really well on freight. Had a great week last week, and I think it was our top 3 or 4 week out of the year revenue per truck wise, so that's really good. We're heading into that 3rd and 4th quarter we've been waiting for from all the economists telling us that we're going to have a big uptick in the economy and in the freight world. So looking forward to that big push, and I think we're feeling it this week. It's the end of the end of the quarter, end of the month right now, so got a big push going on. A lot of shippers out there have a lot of demand. Could use a lot more of you guys out there on the road right now. We've got quite a few drivers that are at home, I think, this week, and definitely could use a few more of you to get out there. If you're seeing this and can get out and run, talk to your buddies and let them know we need more trucks out there right now. Starting to get back on balance a little bit. We got a little off balance. Had a lot of our trucks out in the Northeast and upper Midwest, but we're starting to get back on balance, so that's good for our freight network. And we're seeing a lot of shippers come back to us with a lot of demand, so that's really good. I think I checked a minute ago, and today we had about 125 additional loads above what we needed today, so that's a good sign as well. So we've held pretty firm on our rates. We haven't given anything back there, and not to say that it hasn't been without a little bit of pain, but some of those shippers are coming back to us and saying, hey, you know, we want to go ahead and give you guys the freight at the rates that you asked for. So that's good. You know, we had to be a little bit bold in that move, not knowing where we were headed, but as we promised you guys out there, we're going to keep your earnings up, and so far we see that it's working. So we're going to stick to that strategy and hope that freight will carry through the third and fourth quarter, and we'll just keep going. So we are seeing an uptick in the reporting from the states on COVID right now, so we hope you guys are not relaxing very much on how you're taking care of yourself and keeping yourself healthy and safe out there. We got to be diligent and stick to, you know, the things that have worked to get us to where we are right now. So we really miss seeing you guys at all the events. I've missed, you know, seeing all of you drivers in the office coming up to my desk. It's hard to be away from you guys, and I heard from several of you on Father's Day, which I really appreciate. Had a few guys text me, and we miss you guys, but we've got to do what we can to keep everybody safe, and we'll get through this, and we'll look forward to parties and gatherings in the future, but we just can't do it quite yet. So we're thinking about you guys, and again, want you to stay healthy out there. We're going to keep pushing on the freight out there for you. You know, as I mentioned earlier, if you've got you know, any buddies out there that you want to recruit, if you thought about driving team before, now is the time to think about running team. If you've got somebody in mind that you get along with and you think you could live with for a little while and run team, that'd be great. We've got a lot of shippers out there that are asking for teams, and you know, we're one of the few flatbed carriers out there that actually run teams, so it's a huge competitive advantage for us to have that offering. And believe me, when people think about teams or expedited freight, they're thinking about Prime. So, you know, keep that in your thoughts, and if you can recruit out there for us, sometimes you guys are the best recruiters we've got, and you know who you would ask and who you think would be good for it. So recruit those other drivers out there and help us to grow this thing. And, you know, as we're growing our customer base, we want to make sure that we can service them. You guys have done a great job, but we need more drivers to, you know, make sure and service these new accounts that we're bringing on. So do what you can to help us. So as we increase our footprint in the marketplace, it allows us to have leverage out there to keep those rates up for you guys and keep your earnings up. So again, just want to say thank you for everything you're doing out there. Stay healthy, stay safe. You know, get out there and run this week. We need you. So thank you.
Good morning. It's me, Dr. Abraham, down from Trinity Healthcare. Good to see you again. A couple quick updates on COVID. Let's start with testing. So there are some new testing modes that are coming out, notably saliva test, at-home test, minimal entry nasal swab type test. FDA is, with the amount of tests that are coming out, you're obviously getting some sloppy tests out there. Everybody's want to make a buck here and there and make some more tests. FDA is trying to crack down on that, and some of these at-home tests are now being required to do in a clinical setting. We had talked about the saliva test a few weeks ago, and that was one of them that's got put on the back burner just because of FDA requirements as far as being able to do it in a clinical setting. We're trying to feather out to see whether we can do that via video, and that counts as a clinical setting, just so I can make sure you spit in the cup and not have somebody else spit it for you. I don't know why anybody would, but you never know. Everything's an antibody test. You know, we went through about 100 of those, and out of those 100, we had 3 positives. 2 were known positives that I knew would be positive. I tested them as a kind of control group just to make sure the test was valid. The other one was a total surprise. So I know a lot of us think we had COVID back earlier this year. We probably had some strain of the flu or some other virus that was going around, but that doesn't mean COVID's not out there and prevalent. As you're seeing the numbers go up, as states are again a little more loose with their restrictions, and people are going to restaurants, bars, beaches, etc., the numbers are going up. As Jason mentioned, you know, 8 of our cases on Monday were directly tied to home time. We don't want you to not visit your family. We want you to go home, but when you are there, practice precautions. Wear your mask. Do the same things you would do here at Prime. We've had great numbers as a whole company looking at it. It's amazing that we haven't had a community outbreak from our Prime terminal here in Springfield. We've got 48 states coming through here, and we're a virtual petri dish. So for us not to spread COVID from here to the Springfield area, that's pretty impressive. So everybody give yourselves a pat on the back for that. So obviously we're doing something right. Continue doing that when you're at home. It works, and we've seen that firsthand here. So again, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're more than happy to answer your questions, get you taken care of, get you tested, get you treated, addressed, etc. As we learn more about some of the at-home testing and the test kits that can be delivered to you, we'll get that to Andrea so she can post that on the website. But we'll continue to keep you informed. Thanks for everything you do.
Hey everybody, Jason Seymour in Reefer Operations. Just giving you guys a weekly update. It's been a couple weeks. Just want to make sure that we're continuing to be focused and diligent. We've been tracking the COVID cases in our driver fleet and working with those folks to make sure that we have testing and quarantining them where necessary. Pretty alarming, the number of cases that we've had. Overall, again, we've talked about really doing a really good job and keeping our number of cases down. We started Monday at 23 positive cases within our driver fleet. And again, you think about the number of places we go and the number of drivers we have, really, really good results. The concerning number is that by the end of the day on Monday, we were at 31. We had 8 new cases, and these 8 new cases were exclusively from drivers that had gone home. Most of them in the Southeast, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, one in Louisiana, out in Oregon. So we just really want to stress to you, the danger is real. I know it's starting to loosen up a little bit in some of the states. People are going back to restaurants and bars and the beach and all those other things. But when you look around and you see the number of tests that are being administered and the number of positive cases that are coming back, you can tell that this is starting to spike up again. So we just want to make sure you're staying safe. Make sure that you maintain your social distance with other people. Wear a mask. We're going to continue to ask you to mask up in the building. We have sanitizer here for you that can double as a hard surface cleaner, so you can spray it on the cab of your truck and steering wheel and whatnot to disinfect the interior surfaces. Make sure you're washing your hands. Just doing those simple things really are the best things that you can do to prevent yourself. Now I know it's tempting, but when you go home, just be very cautious. There's been a lot of people out and about, and it's apparent from what the numbers and the data show from the CDC that has caused an uptick in the overall number of cases. Thankfully, the cases that we've had are pretty mild. We don't have any hospitalizations at this point. Most people, they're pretty sick. I mean, don't get me wrong, they wish they didn't have it, but no hospitalizations. But it can keep you away from work and away from your family for an extended period of time while that virus works its course and we obtain a negative result. So again, just want to stress to everybody, be cautious. Our numbers are going the wrong way. It's kind of coinciding with summer and everybody opening up and thinking, oh man, we beat it, let's go back to normal. Well, please don't do that. Protect yourself. If there's anything we can do to help you and support you in any way, please don't hesitate to ask. That's what we're here for. Number one priority, keep all of our associates safe and healthy. Thanks.
So there you have it. That's our 14th video. We get a lot of questions each week, and we try to get as many answers on as we can. Sometimes we think we've covered an area pretty well, and maybe we just don't do that good a job getting the answer out there. So I want to close with a couple of things to make sure they're clear to everyone. Number one is you have all done a fantastic job battling COVID-19. There are challenges out there. The basics that you've done, the hand washing, the limiting your social interaction, trying to stay in your truck truly has prevented probably untold cases of COVID-19. But remember what Jason Seymour said earlier in the video, 8 new cases, all of them associated with drivers on home time. That's where we drop our guard. I'm sure as office associates, we do the same thing on the weekend. We do great here at the office. We're separated. There aren't that many of us, but on the weekend, we drop our guard. That's what we're going to ask you. Please, when you go home, Stay diligent. Spend that well-earned time with your family, but maybe it's not best to go out to a big social event, a sporting event, anything where there's a lot of people. Please, please limit your interaction with other people. That is the reason we're seeing the cases start to climb again. The second thing, and Steve Wutke talked about this a lot, but our events that we have every year. We still get questions, are we having a picnic this year? When's the Million Mile Dinner, the Highway Diamond Dinner, the 10-year dinner, the Instructor of the Year banquet? We just can't do those right now. And the simple answer on the picnic is, right now, we don't have one scheduled for this year. If things change dramatically by the end of the year and we can get together, we will do it. We'll have a good time. We'll get everyone together. But there's just no safe way to bring in 400, 500, 600, 700 of our drivers, their families, the in-house associates, and have an event like that. We just can't do it. So right now, there are literally no events scheduled. That gets reviewed every month. Robert looks at it personally. He makes the decisions. The next time it's going to be looked at is the middle of July. But the news we're seeing right now, and we have to take everything with a grain of salt, but it does appear with certainty the cases are climbing. So right now there's no event scheduled. We'll look at it again in July, and we'll see what we can do. We like those events. We enjoy getting together in an informal setting like that, but we just need to hold off until it is safe. I'm going to close this out like I always do by thanking you for everything that you do out there. Each week I put our accident numbers together, our statistics, and report them to the management group, and this year has been our best year ever. I'm just so proud of every one of you out there. Not only dealing with the stress of COVID-19, the stress of being away from home, in a lot of cases the stress of a new job, learning a new profession, but doing it safely out there. Fewer accidents, fewer tickets, fewer out-of-service violations. It's fantastic. Let's keep that up. Let's work as a team. We are going to get through COVID-19. The only thing I can guarantee is it won't last forever. And hopefully we're going to see the end sooner rather than later. Thank you for everything that you do. Please be safe out there. There's nothing more important than getting you home safely at the end of every tour of duty, if you want to call it that. So please be careful out there, and I'll see you again on the next video. Thank you.